Hi, blessed Thursday to you all. Thank you for tuning in to Texas Black Diamond Entertainment. I'm your girl, Texas Black Diamond. And this popped up on my news feed. And I normally have, my news feed where it pops up, different types of information that I'm interested in, and this happens to pop up. And I think I spoke to you guys once before about a situation like this and what I am trying to do to help better the situation with our youth. I'm getting together a special ed teacher, some of the parents that I spoke with their kids being put on probation, that's in kindergarten, standing in court before a judge, and the judge asking them, a little kindergarten, is they innocent or guilty? They don't even know what that means. It is so much going on. I want you guys to watch this video, and I'll come back with the rest of my commentary.
I'm Matt Austin.
And I'm Lisa Bell. News 6 was the first to speak to 6-year-old Kaia Rolle and her grandmother after her controversial arrest by Officer Dennis Turner at school last September. It grabbed international headlines. News 6's Eric Sandoval is standing by at Orlando Police Headquarters with this new video. Eric?
We got this body-worn camera footage from Kaia's family attorney. He said the family wanted people to see this so that it doesn't happen to another child. And we want to warn you, some of this may be difficult to watch. September 19th, 2019, Orlando police officer Dennis Turner arrives at Lucius and Emma Nixon Academy.
Okay, she's gonna have to come with us now.
Okay, Kai, you gotta go with them, baby girl.
Stand up.
And he arrests 6-year-old Kaia Rolle. Staff members at the school say she punched and kicked some of them.
I don't want to go to the police car.
You don't want to?
No, please.
You have to.
No, please.
Okay, she's gonna have to come with us now.
Okay, Kai, you
Stand
gotta
up.
go with them, baby girl.
Stand up. Okay, come over here.
What are those for?
It's for
Keep
you.
your hands, okay? Come over here, honey. It's not gonna hurt.
No!
Okay,
No, I don't want to come on! No! I don't want to go to the police car.
You don't want to?
No, please.
You have to.
No, please. Give me a second chance. No!
You get it?
Please. Please. Please.
And leads her through the school as Officer Turner's body camera captures her reaction.
No, please let me go.
Okay, come on. You can tell me what happened in the car, okay?
Despite her cries not to,
I don't want to go to the police car.
You don't want to?
No, please.
You have to.
the transport officer places Kaia in the back seat of a patrol car and takes her to a juvenile justice center near downtown. Turner is seen speaking to the school staff, whose faces we blurred, where he says Kaia's makes her his youngest arrest.
She's 8, isn't she? She's 6. Now she has broken the record.
Kaia's grandmother says Kaia suffers from a medical condition and sleep apnea, which causes her temper tantrums.
What do you mean she was arrested?
She told us in September that she should have never been taken into custody. Shortly after her arrest, Orlando Police Chief Orlando Rolone announced he fired Turner for not seeking approval before Kaia's arrest. He also approved new policies that require a deputy chief to approve any arrest under the age of 12.
Okay, I can name several things and issues that's very, very twisted in this. Okay, there was no phone call to the guardian of this child, a minor underage child. And then you have an employee at the school never trying to calm this child down, this little minor, this little girl that's terrified, never tried to calm her, to explain to her and let her know everything is okay. This guy is okay. He's gonna take care of you. It's just so many different things. Okay, first of all, you let this child leave with a stranger. She don't know this person. Her parents, her guardian is nowhere around. You never called the guardians to let them know what happened. And then my take on this, because I think I spoke on it before. My grandson has autism, and that's my daughter called me. She was terrified, and she was upset, and so I went to the school because I was in town that day, handling some business, and I went into the school, and I'm like, okay, what's going on here? And she said they're trying to suspend him because he just said he got a gun and he's gonna shoot, and so they tried to suspend this child without trying to, how kids, they see a game or they might hear something, and back then kids, did the cowboys and Indian thing, guns and stuff like that, and he has a gun, like one of those little play toy guns that you like shoot and just stick the little thing to the wall. And that's what he was talking about. And it was a hot mess in there. You had the head clerk up in there, and and she was like, well, we don't know. He said he has a rifle. We don't know if he'll bring a rifle to school. And my G baby is a $1.5, 6 years old, skinny as hell. And I'm like, really, are you serious? Are you serious? And so I spoke on it, and my daughter was upset, and I was letting her know. I said, okay, for one, I said, my daughter been having issues with you guys for a while, and I tried to call and talk to you guys. I said, you have a right as a parent, and Adrian has a right as a special need child. They have placed him in the wrong class. They're dealing with teachers that can't even deal with kids with situations like that. They're so quick to call the police. They so quick to suspend these kids. And I told them, I said, you as a parent, you have rights here. You need to learn your rights and know your rights. I said, for one, I said they should have had an IP done, and a meeting with you. His teachers should be there. Nurses should be there. The principal should be there. The superintendent should be there. And people to represent you and your child should be in that meeting, so they can place this child in the right room. Okay. And for one, with kids that's a special need, that's has autism and things like that, they can't function good in a big class with a bunch of people around and a bunch of noise. They get kind of frustrated. And one situation, he ended up walking out of the class. They tried to suspend him, said he was in the library and stole some freaking pencils. And I spoke on that. I said, okay, you guys, first of all, you have a special need child. You tried to suspend him. And for one, you should ask yourself this question. Where was the adult that should have been watching him, that allowed him to walk out of her classroom as a special need child and go into the library? Okay, he's writing with some pencils, so he got the pencils. He take the pencils with him. So you try to label him as a thief, that a child that's mentally delayed and doesn't know any better. And he's 6, but he has a mind of thinking of like probably a 3-year-old. Okay, and he barely can talk. Okay, so that was my issue, because I am the one that I will confront their asses, and I will. And I told my daughter, I said, you need to learn to speak up. And I was in there, they was like, they looking at me, if you don't mind, could you step out so we can speak to her? I said, no, ma'am. You're not gonna take me out of this room speaking about my grandson, and she's not knowing what's going on, and she's upset herself. I'm here as a parent to let her know her rights, and she has every right to have someone to represent her and her child, so he can be placed in the right environment. Okay, for one, she needs to be trying to get on y'all and need to report you guys for allowing her child to run all over the place, and nobody is watching him as a special need child. If he leave the school, he won't even be able to say where he lives or anything like that. And that's what we're working on as well. We're teaching him his name and his address and phone number and things like that. Okay? But the system needs to be changed, because I know so many kids in that area, and I'm working on that, in that area has been done just like this child here. In an adult courtroom, judge looking down on him, asking this little kindergarten, is he innocent or is he guilty? And this baby don't even know and won't even allow the parent to speak. And I told that mother, I said, you got it twisted. There's no way in the hell he would have my son scared like that and tell him, I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to him. And that child don't even know what that is. I would have said, well, no, you talking to me, because he don't understand what you saying. And as a judge, you prosecutors and anybody else in here, and instead of you trying to label this child as a criminal, you should take this child, sit him in your lap, and say, hey, you can be a judge or you can be a lawyer. Take him back there to your office and show him. And let them hit the little thing, and inspire these kids. Not label them as a thug. Not make them think that they are criminal. And there's a lot that needs to be changed. They didn't call the parent or the guardian for this child. Okay, grandmother says that she has a disorder. Okay, and then, of course, we need teachers that's, has patience with these children, okay, especially little kids. Even adults, they can't sit down long. We all got a little ADHD in us. Our attention span is very low. And for them to do this is what I've been talking about, and I'm still working on that. I'm trying to get everybody to come on my channel, at once, because I want that parent to speak. I want the special ed teacher to speak and tell the parents with special needs children about their rights, even regular kids, their rights at these schools. Okay, and there are so many laws that need to be changed, and these children, they don't have a voice. Okay, we're fighting, the system is fighting the wrong fight. Okay, we have babies that does not have a voice, and I mentioned this before, and I've been working on it, and I tried to reach out to Mayor Sylvester Turner, because I want to get something together called CPS, because the CPS is especially in places like Houston, we're huge, and it's a lot on them. Okay, so you only know what you know, and it's only reported when something tragic happens in the home. So when I say CPS, child protected and saved, not child protected services, but child protected and saved, I want people to pledge for child protected and saved. If you see something, step in. Okay, we have a lot of people that's related to people, and they see things happen in the home and they don't say anything because that's their relative. But the first thing you need to say, hey, this is not cool, and I will take some action here if you don't get it together. Even if that person needs some help, get them some help. Get them some parenting classes. Because when you are a parent, having a child doesn't come with a manual. Okay, how to raise a child. It's on the job learning. Okay, and so that's my thing with it. It's so many issues that we have here. It's been a year. This happened a year. Thank God that they allowed the attorney to release the footage, because this happens all the time. And I talk about it. And so it's certain things that we need to talk about. We have to talk about. We have to address, because we have these teachers, they getting younger and younger by the day, that does not have patience with these little kids, and they want to label them as ADHD and medicate them kids up so they won't learn. They so zombie-tized, they like sitting there like zombies, and they're in a different world. As long as they sitting their ass here and we get a body count and get money out the child sitting here and they quiet as hell, that's fine with me, because I don't want to deal with them. Okay, we have to train our staff at these schools to learn how to deal with it. And then for one to restrain this child. So then it might be a situation where something like this happens to her. It is not a police officer and it's somebody else and she's thinking it's okay to be restrained. There's so many issues with this here. But I'm gonna go. Please drop your comment down below. I will go live and we're gonna continue to discuss this situation and many other topics that we need to speak on. So you guys have a blessed Thursday. Please like, share, and subscribe. This is something fast. I'm not gonna edit it. I'm just speaking from the heart on this. And let's talk about it, okay? Let's be the children's voice. There's so much we have to do and we have to talk about, especially with our young women's growing up. We have to teach them certain things. Our young men, we need to teach them certain things. How we teach them, how, it's just so much. It is so much. And it's going to take just more than 2, 3, 4, 5 voices to get this out. So we all need to work together to get these topics out there, the stuff that matters in our community and in this world, period. We have to make a change for the good and for the better for our kids' future, their kids' future, and on and on and on. So once again, you guys, please like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for tuning in to Texas Black Diamond Entertainment. You all be blessed.